So hi, this is Nancy Jo Ryan, and this is a Build and Growth Group. So what we're going to do is find out a little bit about you today. Hello. Okay, who's Z981? I want to put your name in there. Oh, she doesn't know she's on yet. Anyway, I want to get to know you a little bit and how long you've been with Pampered Chef, what you'd like out of your business, and so I can be spot on with helping you. Okay. Hello. And what's your name? Are you Rosie? Hello. Okay, cancel. Do you see my arrow on the screen? Oh, she looks like she's frozen. Well, we'll go through. Who is 816-529? Can you say your name? Hello. Can you say your name?
Hi, Melissa Patterson. Rosie is in my upline, but I have screaming children, so I had you on mute. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. I get screaming children. If you would have been here yesterday, you heard the same thing. My grandkids were here. So, Patterson. Okay. And rename. All righty. And can you see, is Z981, is that Rosie? That's in that picture?
I just dialed in on my phone real quick.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to have my computer open too then?
You would, just for that purpose, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure out who she is. It looks like she's frozen right now.
She sent me the link to this meeting, so It probably would be her.
Okay. So we're going to call her Rosie and go with that. Okay. Excellent. All right. Just so that we know who's talking. Get to know one another. All right. Okay. Very good. So again, my name is Nancy Jo. We're going to get to know each of you a little bit so that we can be accountable to one another and we can help each other grow. And one of the things that's really important is you're at different points in your business, but in reality, the ideas and the basics, the things that you're using that are working doesn't matter how long you've been in or how short you've been in. The things that are working. You know what I mean? So what we're going to want to do is share ideas, and this is not just me teaching you; it's all of us teaching each other. Okay. Chris, would you like to go first?
Hi, I've been in. I was going to say stand it up. Pampered Chef, I guess just over 90 days. My 90 days was the beginning of June. Just moved a year ago to the Las Vegas area. Doing really well with Pampered Chef. I think I'm at like $6,500 in sales, and I have 2 recruits.
That's awesome, Chris.
Just recently lost my job. I got laid off. Mm-hmm. So I am applying for jobs and thinking about Pampered Chef in the background too. I'd really like to make this work. I think I told you in the last call, I previously was in Stampin' Up! And I earned 6 of the cruises. So I've got the direct sales background. And it's coming pretty easy. It's really going well. Just not financially able to just solely do Pampered Chef right now. Mm-hmm. I think if I built a team, I could. Yeah. So one of the cool things is I have an interview on Friday for a part-time job.
Okay.
And, that would be great because then I can keep the Pampered Chef ship sailing. So
yeah. And people have made the transition from full-time work because you can still collect unemployment up to half of what you receive, just to let you know.
Okay.
To the law with Pampered Chef before you have to give any of it back. So it's not an either or situation. You can supplement your income with that. And then, and that's of course after your expenses. So So you can build it pretty darn good, pretty fast, especially with your background, Chris. You know what to do, and the difference. I mean, I'm a Stampin' Up! Fan. If you would see my craft room, you would know. And when you get cards from me, those are handmade cards that I do. My best friend was in Stampin' Up! And for a lot of years. So she's the one that taught me so much, and she's the one actually that helps me design the cards now, and we put them in setups because I have to have 40 to 60 of every card.
Right.
So yeah, I send out between 2,000 and 3,000 cards a year.
Wow.
So yeah. So it's a lot, but it's a hobby that I love doing, so it makes it better for me. Although my hand is getting like this. So anyway, long story short, the really good part with you having previous experience is you know about host coaching, you know about working the business, that nobody's watching over your shoulder, that it is your business. So you can either be the greatest boss or the worst employee of the business, okay, by going to work or not. And I would just encourage you, because the difference between the two is Stampin' Up! Is this really specific hobby that you have to have an interest in, compared to everyone has a kitchen. All right. So everyone has a kitchen. Everybody wants quality tools, wants ideas that's going to help people go faster, easier, whether you love to cook or hate to cook. You really have, you have a customer. Okay. Because we have to feed these little mouths around us, and some of them are bigger mouths than others, but needless to say, there's the difference. Our target market is everyone, and that's for everybody, not just for Chris, but just to remember that that's for everybody. Our target market is everyone, and everyone has a kitchen. No one's shutting down their kitchen to put an extra front room in, all right? If anything, they're shutting down their front room and their dining rooms, making their kitchens bigger and bigger and bigger. So, and it's the gathering place for family, friends, for doing anything. So, so you're in the right place at the right time. Cooking is hotter today than it ever was, especially when we started. I mean, we won't talk about those ancient days, but I'm just letting you know, if you want this to be your big gig, it can be. Okay, it can be. You know, I mean, I was back in 1988. I was making $50,000 working 2 nights a week. So Chris, you can do this. Okay, today those numbers would all be doubled. That was 2 years into the business, and I had no experience. I used to be an accountant, so I was furthest thing from sales, right? So I'm just saying, with your experience, if you work this hard, you can be flying in no time. I mean, no time. So.
Thank you. I am working it hard. But the hardest thing is I find is the training, and we talked about that in the last call. So just need to get better at that.
Yeah.
I can recruit them and I can sell them. I just can't keep them. So I need to build a team.
Okay. So and I showed you where that page was,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and what I have found in today's world, they have to be successful right out the gate. So if you're virtual, you can help them. And this is, again, for everybody. You want to set up 2 to 4 virtual shows as soon as they sign up. Share your virtual outline, and your training would be to walk them through the which screens to change on SynShare, okay? And to actually walk them through how to do that, show them how to make up a post and how to change up the words so you don't get put in Facebook jail. But to get them going with at least 2 to 4, because what's going to happen is that they're going to immediately see some success, get some income to pay for their kit, and also get out there right away. So I would highly suggest that, because in today's world, there's lots of direct sales companies, and so they'll just go to the next one. People will just go to the next one if they're not successful right out the gate. So, so that's what the people who are recruiting 40 and 50 people in a year do to get them right out. Like we just had Kristen Coy here, and Kristen Kristen was with the company for 12 years, and then she moved and she had to go virtual because she didn't know anybody, and that transformed her business. But like she said, now her business is half and half. In 21 months, she went from 5 people on her team to 123 people on her team. Okay. She's promoted 5 directors in the last year, and they're on track to be an executive by September 1, executive team by September 1.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Especially if you're virtual, Chris, it's a little different world. And what we're trying to do is get the virtual people to do live shows, because usually the live shows are a lot larger than the virtual shows for most people. So to have a mix is really a healthy business. But if some people only want to do virtual, that's their thing. That's their gig. That's the hot word today. So, but when you're recruiting someone, which this is going to be a lot about recruiting this group, because we want you to grow your team. When you're getting them rolling, they get their kid in, you get them to do those first few things, like set up your payment account, and I got here in my glasses or something. Anyway, there we go. I got it. So, you do those first few days of steps, but one of the first things you're going to do is say, find 4 people that wouldn't necessarily have a live cooking show for you, but would have a virtual show. And let's get them set up, and I will help you. And then you coach them either through, emails and texts, instant messages, or a little live. I always ask for a 20-minute live phone call, because I want to connect with them in a live mode, whether it's virtual or not, just to talk with them and get them to see who I am a little bit more than just typed words. But then again, everybody has their style, so people are doing it all different ways. But I personally love to connect on a live basis. So Chris, so you've had some experience. You're doing really well with Pampered Chef. You want to have this thing really grow. When you're out and about, and when I'm like interviewing each of you, just everybody listen to all the things that I'm saying for everybody, because it pretty much is across the board. When you're out and about, do you have a Pampered Chef bag or Pampered Chef logo? How are you advertising your business when you're out and about?
I'm not. And
Okay.
I know I need to. I have the little flyers with me. I need to make those up. That's something I always did in stamping that I'm not doing now. So
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's really, really important to market yourself. That's how you have to think of wearing logo wear, having a tote. Who all is going to conference?
I am.
Okay. Melissa, are you able to go? No? Okay. How about you, Rosie? We have a frozen picture, I think, for Rosie. Is that Rosie?
Oh, no.
No,
Can you hear
that's
me?
not Rosie. Does anybody know
Okay.
who this person is?
Yeah, that's Rosie.
That's Rosie.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Good. She's frozen. Does anybody know her? Well, you know what? We'll try and get her. Can you, Barb?
Yeah.
Can you try to call Rosie or email her and let her know she's frozen on the screen? Thanks. I am going to have some giveaway bags, some Pampered Chef bags, totes for a conference for you guys, because I'm going through my, there we are. Hi, Rosie. She's good. She's good. Oh. Hi, Rosie. Can you move your computer just a little bit so we can see your face? There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Now we can see your face. Yep. Okay. So I will have some bags to give away. I'm not exactly sure how many people are going, but I'll make sure that I have one for each of you guys for going through this group. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, Barb, mark this down. Chris, G, Rosie, Melissa, and Hannah. So I want to make sure I have a bag for each of them. I'm going through my things and downsizing. I just bought a condo, so I'm going from a home to a condo. So it's, I have to really get rid of a lot of stuff. Oh my
We'll
gosh.
take it.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, leave a little room in your bag. You never know what I'm going to bring. Okay. So anyway, but thank you, Chris, for sharing. So you want to, if you could, you would make this a full-time business if you can?
I would.
Okay. How long were you in Stampin' Up! For?
I did it for 7 years, came in
Okay.
halfway through the year, and then right away earned the 6 trips. So I earned every one that I could. So
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Rosie, let's have you go next now that you're live. Go.
I'm on my phone and I'm babysitting my little 21-month-old granddaughter, so she's not very trustworthy. So I won't take a lot of time just in case.
Okay.
So I'm on my phone and I can barely hear for some reason. And I think one of my issues too is, well, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be saying, but I've been doing this for 19 years. My why is still the same, but it kind of goes up, ebbs and flows. I was a NICU nurse for 30 years, and I love that. So Pampered Chef was kind of something I look forward to doing, and it filled in the blanks for me during that time I was a nurse. And then, you know, what I found is that I've always been successful when I work the business, and working it steadily. As successful to me was like doing, I never got to the point of actually doing 8 shows a month, but maybe 6.
Okay.
And building a small team, and I've done that like 3 different times, but I kind of like get to that point and then I'm a bad boss. So that's, you know, I get to that point, and I heard the little gal earlier ahead of me talking about the training, and I think I get to that point, like I might have a team, and at one time I did, you know, just over here by myself, just had a team of 13 people, and you know, everyone's different. Everyone's in it for a different reason. And I think I let some of the, maybe not everybody, you know, some people do it as a hobby or just to get maybe products or whatever. And I took that personally when they weren't, you know, all on the road to directorship.
Yeah.
So, and you know, so that's how I was kind of thinking. And that's why maybe my business kind of went up and down. But I'd like to be steady. I would like to be consistent. So,
Sure. Sure.
and like I said, what I've noticed with my business is when I work it, I mean, I get no's, and I'm still alive, but I also get yeses too, and I meet great threads of people.
Yeah.
Melissa was on this call, I think, and
Yeah.
just like that, you know, she's a go-getter,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling like because I've kind of gone through some little bumps in the road in my life, that I'm not giving her the training that I would have liked to receive. So, I don't like that.
Okay.
So I want to do something about it, and I was come to the point. I thought, well, either do something about it or quit.
Mm.
And I don't want to quit because it's really fun.
Okay.
And like you said, everyone. I'm sorry.
I was going to say you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
No, and it's true. I just think about what else would I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing, I loved it, but there's so many mandatory things, and I'd rather be able to, you know, have my grandchildren pop in.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. So this gives me the freedom to do that. And I say, you know, I tell my kids, oh, I'm have a show Saturday, so I can't babysit, and they know that. It's not a big deal. So anyway, I just know it will fit, and I guess I just need some backup. And then once I stay out of it for a little bit, I lose my steam, and then I come back, and then there's so many things. It feels like I feel a little overwhelmed with the virtual parties. I feel a little, look at me, I can't even do this. So I'm having trouble with all this technology. So, but I know that that's not a big deal, because I mean, I've taken care of babies on 100 machines.
Hey,
So
Rosie.
I know I can do this. So anyway, I just love this, and I just need some accountability. So thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome. Rosie, I want you to go down. Rosie, look at the screen for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to see my arrow. I want you to go down. There is a mute button on the lower left corner of this screen.
Okay.
I want you to make sure it isn't crossed. It isn't X'd out.
Okay.
Lower left.
Well,
do you see
I'm sorry,
it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can barely hear you, so I hate to take everyone's time. I cannot.
Okay. Well, I think if you go down to go down, like if there was a bar on the bottom and go all the way to the left, there's a little mute microphone, and see if that's crossed off, and then you won't need to be on your phone. You can be on your computer. Okay.
Right, I'll mess around with that, but I won't take any of your
Nancy.
Okay.
Nancy, I think if you did shared your screen, she would be able to see your arrow.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna just kind of listen to you all, and I'm sorry. I appreciate the help, but I'm distracted here a little bit. So
okay, no problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
42 screens up.
Okay.
See, I think it's. It shows then my desktop. That's not what we want. All right. Stop share. Okay. See all my stuff that
I'm gonna probably hang up for a few minutes, and I'll call back in and use my computer. So
yeah, and it's in the lower left-hand corner, Rosie, and then just make sure your volume is up on your computer. Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
I sure will. Thank you. Bye bye.
Right. Hannah, do you want to go next? We'll just go right around the circle here.
I'm Hannah. I've been with Pampered Chef since the end of February. I joined. I wanted to do this so I could still stay home with my little boy. He's 1 year old. I've been staying home with him since he was born. I was full-time, and then I just wanted to stay home with him. So now I can stay home with him full-time, and I'm doing Pampered Chef full-time. So I had a really good start. Almost all of my family members had a party, and then that just went off from there. I had a little trouble booking in May a little bit, and then June I had my first cancellation, which wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a very sad reason why she didn't book anymore, but she said in the future she will book a party. But I've been having really good success so far. Just having a trouble booking a couple like in the summer months, which I've heard that's kind of rough to do in the summer. Everyone's real busy. A lot of graduations this year.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on your group that you're in. But personally, summertime is my favorite time to do the business because people are really in the gathering mood, and they'll come out on a weeknight because they've been with their kids all day if they're a stay-at-home mom, or if they're in an office, they've been cooped up in an office, they want to be with their girlfriends and have a little margarita or a glass of wine. So don't let the naysayers change you. My business was completely consistent year-round with 2 shows a week, no matter what season it was. So just to let you know, it doesn't have to be that way. You just have to find the people who aren't having graduations and, communions and that stuff will wrap pretty soon. But by the way, you guys all want to make sure you're in on that $1,500 sales level. You will not want to miss this product, okay? And I know a lot of people are thinking it's a redesigned double burner grill because that's the same price point, but it is not a piece of cookware, okay? So just to let you know, it is not a piece of cookware. Mm-hmm. They've given us permission to say that. So, is everybody going to make that level, the 1,500? You made it?
Possibly next month. I do have some shows coming up in July. One of them used to be a past consultant. She was a consultant, California. So I'm thinking maybe she might join again. I'm not sure. She does have a lot of Pampered Chef stuff, but so we'll see what she's thinking. I did an event for her work, my first event, which is kind of scary because it was my first event. It was like a clothing store. I just set up a little booth, like a little table. But it went pretty good. A lot of people took catalogs. A lot of people said, I'll call you, like I want to book a show. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't get too many orders. I wasn't too worried about the order part.
Mhm.
Kind of wanted to get my name out there.
Okay.
So I was excited about that, and she said we could possibly do it. It was in Elkhart, and then they have another store closer to me, and she said maybe we'll do another event at that one too. So,
And Hannah, remind me who recruited you.
Nancy Napel, it's hard to say her last name. Napolinsky.
Napolinsky. Okay. And you're in Indiana.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay. In Elkhart?
I am in South Bend.
Okay.
But I'll travel, like this weekend I travel to St. Joe, Michigan, which is like 45 minutes away.
Right.
Kind of like my limit is like an hour away because my son's still nursing and he's still very needy towards me, so I can't travel too far.
There you go. My sister has a place in Sisters Lake, which is right by St. Joe, and she's in Dowagiac. But I've got a lot of great gals in Elkhart, Goshen. One of my favorite places to visit is Shipshewana. If I want to get away.
Yes.
Yes. All my furniture is made from a man, D.L. Miller Woodworking in Shipshewana. So
that's my parents just bought their table. It can fit like 28 people because our family's so big now.
Yeah.
So yeah, love it. They've been wanting to.
Awesome. You know what? I'm going to send you guys a little pad of paper. These are Post-it notes to put on your mini catalogs. All right. And what you do is when you hand a mini out, you'll say, can you please fill this out for me so I can put you on my VIP group? All right. So they're like, I don't know, there's a pad of 30 or so in there. I'll see what I've got. I'm always clearing stuff out. So I will send these to you. But they're really great. So Hannah, you had the experience of handing a lot of things out at the store, but if you did not get information back on them.
I did a drawing. I did a drawing, so they filled out the drawing slip, so for like a little prize.
Perfect.
And they filled out all their info on it.
Perfect. Because if you, and I just want you guys to know this is with 100% of the time, when you just hand out catalogs or hand out minis or hand out business cards, you are throwing money in the garbage if you don't get information back. All right. And that's how you do it. You say, I'm going to have a drawing. I'm going to put you on my VIP list. You'll get an email from me once, or a text, however you want to do it, once a month with a new recipe and some new ideas for the things that you purchase. You can make it some personal. And by the way, you always tell people, please put my phone number in your phone under Pampered Chef is the first name. The last name is Nancy Jo or Hannah or Chris or Melissa or Rosie. And that way, when I give you a customer care call, I will come up in your phone. I won't be just a number, because nobody answers numbers anymore, right? Nobody answers just a blank number. If we don't know who they are, we don't answer them. So at every single show that I do, or whenever I meet anybody, I says, I want you to take out your phone right now and put me in, because I want to give you good service in the future. It's not just about me asking you to do something for me. I want to service you in the products that you purchase from me. And oh, awesome. Thank you, Barb.
Yeah.
Yay. And so Barb, my assistant, Barb, why don't you say hi for a minute, because they maybe work with you. It's one of my assistants, Barb, and she's my right arm. She's been with me over 20 years.
A long time.
Long time. Oh, we shouldn't say the number anymore, should
when
we?
I started working for Nancy Jo, her 26-year-old son was 18 months old.
There you go. That's it. Yeah.
It's been a while.
So if ever you have Barb as a teacher and mentor, you can be sure she knows her stuff. Okay. You're very welcome.
So maybe I'll see you guys all at conference.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So anyway, so we'll send you some of these, attach it to your mini, and and just a really easy way to say, I've got a mini here. I put it on the back. Of course, you put your information on the back, have them ready to roll, and just say, oh, I would love to give you our our new mini. These are all our hottest new products. Would you do me a favor and put your name, email, and phone number on here so I can put you on my VIP list? And I'm going to send you recipes, information, kitchen tips that you are going to love. And I'll be your personal Pampered Chef consultant for all of your needs. And then you'll have my number if you're going to have a party, you need some new recipes. And that sounds like, oh, that's a lot of work without me getting any sales. Okay. I'm telling you, I've done this for my whole career. I don't think anybody's ever called me for a recipe. Okay. But they like the idea that they can. All right. And I'll say, you know, if you're having a party and you just want to mix it up and do some different things, if you're always known for Aunt Judy's zucchini bake, okay, and you want to be known for something else, please call me. I'll give you a great recipe that's easy, fast, and really will make you shine. But they never ever call, but I get their information. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. Yeah. So, and I'm going to challenge you all to hand out 10 of these a week.
Okay.
10 new leads while you're out and about. That's your first challenge, okay? And I need to write that down because I am going to follow up, okay? First challenge, okay. 10 minis a week. So if you don't have any minis, you need to order them, all right? Because the summer has just begun. We have 2 full months left to summer, and you can make or break your business in the summer. All right. And like I said, it's my favorite time because you can find everybody really easy. You don't turn on the oven. Like we just had a big party for my son's baby reveal. He's having a boy and he has 2 girls. So it was very exciting. But anyway, we made the taffy apple pizza and we made the brownie banana split pizza. Old recipes, family favorites, okay? So we didn't want to go with cake or, you know, people just don't eat cake much anymore, you know? Or if they do, they take 2 or 3 bites and done, where these are really, really good. It's a great way to have a summer party. You use the apple peeler quarter slicer, you use bananas and strawberries, and you can use so many of our products. And what you can do is bake those crusts at home. And then you take the host, when you get to the host house, put your keys in the refrigerator with the sugar cookie dough, okay? And you won't forget to take the sugar cookie dough home for the next party. You see?
Yeah.
Okay, good tip. Yeah. Anytime, like if I bring chicken or something like that and I want to have it seasoned already or just, you know, I want to marinate it, I'll bring the chicken and then bring home the host chicken for the next. I tell her to keep it frozen and we'll do the switch. All right. So there's Rosie. So needless to say, you'll get some of these in the mail from me and the little slips, I should say. And I'm happy that you're on this call. So who's next? Who? Thanks, Hannah. Thanks for sharing. And Hannah, you have already recruited.
No, I had one. She was going to join, and then her mom got sick in the hospital. So she's going to give me a call. I don't want to push it too much because her surgery and everything. So I was going to give it a couple weeks and then try to reach out to her. I'm not super pushy on recruits. Nate, I was talking to her the other day, and she said that I should because building help. But I don't know. I'm just not like a super pushy person when it comes to those things, like if they don't want to. So I kind of just leave it alone.
All right. Hannah, I'm going to be devil's advocate for you right now.
Okay. Go for it.
I want to turn the P in pushy to a P in passionate. Okay? Okay. I don't want you to feel pushy, but the way I'm going to share with you, I think it'll change. It'll be like a switch in your brain, and this goes for everybody, okay? Are you happy that someone gave you information for you to sign up so you can stay home with your little boy?
Yes.
Okay. And are you happy that you don't have to get up and get dressed and go to work and put your son in daycare every day? Very much so. Okay. So if you take the emphasis off of you and how it makes you feel when someone says no thank you and put it on them that you may be an answer to prayer that day, okay? You know, a lot of times people don't know a way out of a situation because they only they only know one way to do things, and that's to go to work full time because they need that second income. And they don't think of Pampered Chef as a viable option or any direct selling company because they've always heard how somebody got roped into some makeup company and ended up spending thousands of dollars and having, all this makeup for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, right? So people hear about the negatives, but they don't always hear, when someone has something negative to say, they tell 10 people. When they have something positive to say, they tell 3. That's the statistics on it. So everybody's heard about the negative experience someone's had with a direct selling company, but sometimes they don't hear about the positives. And what you're living right now is a positive, isn't it?
Yes.
Wouldn't you say yes? I mean,
so true. You only have to get 150 in sales a month. I know so many other direct sales that you have to get so much a month to stay.
Yeah.
So telling my family and everything about it, they're like, "Oh, really? That's so great. You only have to get 150 in sales." Like, obviously, I try to get more, but there's ever a slope.
Because you're doing this to stay home for an income, so you want to be able to do more so that you can continue to do that, right? I mean, that's the end goal. But when you think about what it's allowed you to do, and that you may be able to do that for someone else, that's how the switch needs to turn in your head, because it's not about you. It's about helping other people, and it's about maybe saving someone from taking a retail job for helping with their kids' college funds. Because it's not always just young moms wanting to stay home, which for me, my greatest legacy in this business of 32 years, it's been able to help young moms stay home with their children, because that's what I was able to do. And for me, it's not the paycheck, it's not all the world trips, it's not the beautiful condo that I just bought on the water. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, you may hear about that a little bit for a little while, right? But it's not those material things. It's the fact that I have helped young moms stay home with their babies. That's been the greatest gift that I've ever been able to give anyone, because you can't get those years back. So in the sacrifices that you're making, Hannah, and your family, not going to work, maybe making a little bit more money, at a full-time job, the sacrifices, your kids are never going to know that they didn't get some toy or some experience. They're only going to remember that they were able to stay home with mom. And that mom was there for him, for you. And so that should be a huge reason for you, because it's working for you. You should want to do that for others. And sometimes, like if you meet somebody my age, it might be they don't have enough in their retirement account. Okay. It might be someone that's saving for college. It might be that they've never been on a really great vacation and you can offer them that. It might be that they have a really stressful job and they just want to do it for fun. Okay.
True.
We have lawyers and doctors working for us just for fun, not because of the money, just because they needed something as a de-stressor. So I want to teach you how to handle the no thank you, because I think when you know how to handle the rejection or the no thank you when you're offering someone, whether it be a show or whether it be, would you like to join me in my business? I'd love to have you on my team. You are so good at this because you would be so good at this because you love Pampered Chef products. You would be so good at this because your personality totally fits, which I want to say something about that. I have seen every personality do well at this business. But if you're talking to somebody and they're real bubbly and they've got everybody buzzing around them at the party or whatever, or they're talking on the virtual show, that's someone with a lot of personality. Okay. And that just makes it easier. I've had very quiet people do really well, but they had to work a little harder at coming out of their personality. And I think Rochelle Halfley, I'm sure you'll meet her on one of these calls, because she's one of the people I'm helping get to directorship. But she was really super quiet when she started it, super quiet, where now she says, I'm so different because of this business. It's helped me grow as a person. So with the no thank you, Hannah, I want you to role play with me, okay? Okay. So Hannah, I know that you want to stay home with your children, and I know you're working full time. Is this something you might consider doing and see if it might be able to help you stay at home?
Yes.
No. Say no. Thank you.
No. Say no. No. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for listening and hearing some details about the Pampered Chef. But would you do me a favor? Would you consider this a seed planted? And would you, if you ever decide to water it, I would love to be the one that you think of, okay? Because I think you'd be great at this. Because, and fill in the blank that's true to that person, and then just say, and you decide when to water or fertilize that seed, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that good with you? And in the meantime, would it be okay if I put you on my VIP list? And all that means is I'm going to send you something once every 3 to 4 weeks, a recipe, a season's best, a new catalog, because I want to stay in touch with you in case circumstances ever change. I really want to be the one that you call and try the apron on, because I think that we would work great together. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
I like that. How you said that.
So if you,
Right
a lot
down.
of times we don't ask because we're afraid of the no, and we're going to feel awkward, and it's going to make them feel bad, and me feel bad. But if you have a way to talk and make everybody feel good at the end of it, it's a win-win. You've done your job, because you know what? It's not about you whether they say yes or no. You're not making the choice for them, okay? When you don't ask, the answer is always no. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When you don't ask about a booking, say it again. Go ahead, Hannah.
No, that was right. That it is. Anytime you don't ask, it's gonna be 100% no. But you never know until you ask.
Right. But if you have the tool, and this call is recorded, so you might even want to practice with somebody, role play.
Okay.
And just, maybe even with one or two of the girls on here, okay? Because what we'll do is we'll make a little Facebook group up with you, or we'll add you. I'm sure we've already got one going, actually, to people who want to grow their businesses. And we're going to add you, and then you can maybe role play with a couple people, either on the phone or online, because you need to know online what to say too. But when you, here's an acronym, FACE, FAYC. And if you write that down, I want you to fill in these words. Forget about yourself completely. All right? I want you to face your fear of recruiting, of asking for a booking, of talking to someone. Just face it. All right, because it's not about you. It's about offering someone. And I think that for me, when I started this, I used to be in the accounting world. Accountants are completely opposite of salespeople. I hated going to buy a new car. Well, they were never new. They were always old cars. Okay, but I just hated even that experience, because the salespeople were always so pushy and so manipulative. You don't need to be manipulative with this business, because it's common to everyday living. Making money is, like I said, you could be the answer to someone's prayer that day. All right. They don't know where they can find a job where they can make $20 to $30 an hour around all the things that are important to them. Okay. So in other words, I only have Sunday afternoons to work. Well, there's very few jobs that don't pay that you won't make only $10 an hour for, that you can get. And we have a saying: the friends don't let friends do retail. Okay. All right, did you get that? Friends don't let friends do retail. So make sure that you're ready for business with these little minis right in your purse, in your car. By the way, if you're open to it, those little car slicks that you can make, whether you have a Cricut or you order it from whoever we're doing business with these days. Those really get you a lot of business.
Like the decals on the car?
The decals on the car get you a ton of business.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And if you have a friend that has a Cricut, you can do it yourself, okay, with vinyl. Or you can order them. I think they're around $30. Tons of business. People call all the time just from riding around town. Okay. And so you can either put it on the side or in the back, either one. But really a great way to advertise your business and market yourself. Remember, you are chief marketing officer, all right, of your business. So if you don't let anybody know you're in business, no one can contact you. Okay.
Now, when you have little mini catalogs, do you just, like, I go to the grocery store all the time with him. Everybody comes to me anyways because I have a kid. Do you just randomly, like, bring it up? Like, how do you just say,
you know, like, what?
In there.
When I'm in line or when someone brings it up or I'm looking at fruit, or say I'm in the pepper aisle, I'm looking at the bottoms of two peppers, and there are people, and if wear the bag. You got to let them know what you do. People, do you do Pampered Chef? Or if you're looking at the pears, or not pears, but the peppers, and looking at the bottoms, and they're saying, what are you doing? Looking at you a little crazy, and I'll say, I'm picking the right peppers for a veggie tray. Did you know that 4 bumps is a female pepper, 3 bumps is a male pepper? The male peppers are better to cook with. The female peppers are sweeter and better to eat. Okay. Oh. All right. So you just made a connection. And a lot of times people would say, well, how do you know that? And just say, I do the Pampered Chef. Have you ever heard of us? Or if I'm in line and I'm chatting up with, Chris, and I'll say, and Chris will be there saying something, and I'll say, Chris, tell me, what do you do? Do you work outside the home? Because we all know how hard you work when you're in the home, right?
Yes.
So using that phrase, there were days when I was home with my kids, I wished I had a full-time job. So trust me. So I would say something like, Chris, do you work outside the home? What do you do? And they tell you, it's only natural for them to say, what do you do?
Okay. Yeah.
And so always ask about them first, if you can, if the situation is right. And again, practicing different conversations really, really works. Okay. And you learn from that. And I find if you have it naturally come out, it'll be a natural conversation. All right. Okay. One of the things I'd like you all to do before our next call, you need to get some minis. You need to hand out 10 a week. But I also would love for you to have a conversation with 3 people about the business, okay? And I would love for you to use the cards that are on the website. And one says family, one says money, one says flexibility, one says, I'll make sure that you guys get those cards so you understand. And I want you to look at the training that goes with it. And you can do this on the computer with people. You can do it virtually with people. It's really, really easy. But what it does is you can ask, I can say, Melissa, what of these 7 cards piques your interest the most? And it's products, it's training, things like that. And if you would say one of the cards, I would lift it up and I would talk to you about what it says. It tells you everything to say on this side. And these cards are downloadable, okay? And you just download them and you just use them. And I want you to pick 3 people that you would love to be on your team, okay? Maybe it's a sister, a neighbor, a friend, and just say, you know what, I'm taking a class and I need to practice. Would you be a guinea pig with me? Okay? I cannot tell you how many times those people sign up because they don't know anything about it. They didn't think it was anything that they were even interested in. But when they find out the details And it really is truly first and foremost just to practice, but you're going to be able to practice with friends, neighbors, old coworkers, whatever, based on what you're learning. Does that make sense? This is a learning experience. Take the course. I'll send you guys the course. I'll put it on the little Facebook page that I'm going to make, and then take the course, look at and download those cards, and then try it. All right, just try it. And don't be afraid to do it with males too, because I'll tell you what, males that do this do phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. So just don't limit yourself to just women, okay? And don't limit yourself to an age group. My daughter did it while she was in college. She worked once a week while she was in college and made what the kids that were working 4 times a week made. So she could really focus on her studies, all right? And she did it for the administration, the teachers, and she got locally into the area. So don't be afraid to do that. It's for college students. It's for retirees. It's for anyone, 18 to 80, okay? 18 to 80. Don't limit anyone. You don't know what people's needs are, and you don't know what their story is, okay? So Melissa, tell us about you. What time is it? I'm probably going way over on time here. Okay. Melissa, tell us about you.
Okay, can you hear me? I
Yes.
did some weird stuff with my phone and the computer, so I wasn't sure.
Yep, we can hear you.
I'm Melissa, and forgive me, remind me what I'm supposed to be sharing.
I know, I've done a lot of training in between sharing. Tell us about you a little bit. Do you have are you a stay-at-home mom? Do you work full-time?
I started staying at home with my middle, they're up here.
They're beautiful children.
Thank you. When my middle was a year old, my husband's a veterinarian, so he is gone all the time.
Okay.
Because we're rural, and so he's on call when he's not actually at the office, and he works 12-hour days. So we decided to have me stay at home so that I could be available for the kids when they're sick, when they have school functions, things like that. I was a research biologist before I started staying at home, and I miss it sometimes. I miss using my brain a little more than but I signed up with Rosie, my upline. I don't know what we call it here, director, upline. What do I even call you, Rosie? I don't know.
Recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah, until she becomes your director.
Okay.
Yeah.
In February, I went to a party of a friend of mine's, and I had a party for myself, and then I decided to sign up because I basically wanted everything in the catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been really lucky because I don't have a ton of time to devote to it, but been doing just a couple of shows a month and been fairly successful. I feel like the products sell themselves, so it's really.
Are you doing live or virtual?
No, yes, I'm doing live in home.
Okay.
I've done one virtual and I hated it. I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I like showing them I'm from Missouri, and we're the show me state, so I need to show them how it works.
I understand completely.
And my sales are just so much better when I do in home because there's stuff they don't even know about, my favorite product is the Rock Croc, and I try to take that with me to every show, whether I'm using it or not. And that thing will get me parties and get me sales. It's my favorite product, hands down.
Awesome.
I love it. And like I said, I've done one virtual. I felt like it was a lot of work. And then it was stressful. I didn't like it. It's so much easier to talk to people in person, and I think they have more fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an experience. Some people really do well at virtual, and that's why virtual, need to be really, you need to pop, and like Chris was saying, she's going to borrow some of my posts and stuff like that, because you have to really make them alive, give enough information. But it is part of our world, so we should. And the thing is, when you only do one, it's a ton of work for one.
That's true.
Now, when you do another one, you can just change the specials and the host name and the.
Yeah, I'm a little more prepared.
You can have that and have it repeated. So there's going to be some people that don't want to have a home show, but that just want to do a virtual show, and then you'll be ready for them.
Yes.
And then there's other people that really want the experience and the hands-on. Like I do a hands-on lecture show is what I call it. So we are around a table, an island or whatever, and I ask 6 people to help me cook, and everybody else is around them. I am the recipe reader, and I instruct people on what they're doing. This way everybody sees everything, because the thing I don't like about the station style, you're doing the chicken over here, you're doing the salad prep over here, and you're doing a dessert over here, is those people don't experience what the other people are doing. They're talking about it later, but they don't see it live. So I like doing those things all around one big place. Or if you've got that many people, or that many stations, which you probably shouldn't, you're making too much money, making too much food, but you can take people from table to table, but everybody's learning together and experiencing together. And not everybody loves to do the hands-on, but they're really great at standing right behind somebody and drinking a glass of wine. Okay. So, but you know what? Sometimes those are your biggest orders. All right.
I know. I always encourage it. I'm like, do you drink? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, great. Let's do sangria or easy margaritas.
Yeah.
Sales.
It helps sales. Well, it relaxes the atmosphere. And I think when we give people permission to buy, that, you know, how old is some of this stuff, and think about your spouse, or would they use an item in their garage that was worn out or doesn't work? They go get the right. Sometimes we need to give people permission to buy, to have the right tool for the right job. And that's where having couple shows, again, the guys buy twice as much as the women.
They do. They like making their lives easy.
Right. And they love the tools. And guys, just to let you know, 60% of men cook on a regular basis today. Because so many people it's 2-income families.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guys get home before the women, and they're starting up dinner. All right. Yeah. And just here's another fact. I know I need to be respectful of your time, but another fact is cooking classes across the country are not only booked up, but they have waiting lists. So think about this for a minute. If we call our parties cooking classes, all right, that's something that is a buzzword out there. People want to learn. And I always say to people, when you go to a cooking class, you spend $50 to $100 and you go home with recipes and a full belly. Well, when you come to my cooking class, you're going to go home with recipes and a full belly, but you're also going to have that $100 to spend on the tools you need to reproduce what you've seen and what you've experienced, okay? And they love that. They love that. So call your parties, you know, depending on your group, it's either a party or it's a cooking class, all right? We used to call them shows before. It's not a show. A show is something you observe. You sit in a seat with popcorn, okay? Right? So you want to call them a party or a class. And oh my gosh, let me teach you how to do that. The salad bar in your fridge is one of the best things that people are really hot about, because everybody is wanting to eat healthier. And remember to go to pcteamtraining.com. That's a website that Marie Friday, Patty Moserino, and myself have. And it's all training from the best of the best across the country. So pcteamtraining.com, when you have an extra 15, 20 minutes at night, whenever, in the morning, when you're riding, you know, your bicycle or walking on the treadmill, you can take one of the little trainings on there. And the password for that, it is password protected, is Extreme 18 with a capital E, okay? So if you haven't been there, my show is on there with my how I do a station style show, and I love to do the Cool and Serve salad bar show, and I have everybody make what would be the Southwestern Cobb salad to eat that night, but I show them how if they take 1 hour of their, whenever they go to shop, rinse off your vegetables, chop them up, get them ready to go for the next 4 to 5 days. They're chopping and slicing and making a mess once for the next 4 or 5 days, and they're ready to roll. They love it, you guys. They absolutely love it. So, so I want to encourage you to think about that, especially with summertime fruits and vegetables. Use the grill or the rock crock for the grill pan or the rock crock for the chicken. I just had a party this weekend, like I said, for my son's baby reveal, and there's something going on with my grill. I baked the bratwurst, and then I grilled them, put all the beautiful grill marks right in my kitchen with the double burner grill pan, and everybody's going, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And they tasted so good. They were not dried out in any way. They were perfect. They were perfect. So, in fact, I've got 2 friends that hardly use their grills anymore because they love their grill pan so much.
Same with me. Like, I'd rather stand in my air-conditioned kitchen than outside in the heat.
Yep. And because it's so easy to clean, it's a breeze. So, well, we've gotten to know everybody a little bit, and that's really good because you're new best buddies. Okay. So when you speak with someone, we want you to, when you do that practice, with the cards for recruiting, we want to hear about it. We want you to put it on our Facebook group and say, hey, I just did it. It went well. I stumbled over this. What would you say? Because you want them to be real with you and actually come up with their objections. All right. Not just say yes, but give you a hard time. Okay. Because most of the time, it's not the first thing that they say is the issue. When you dig a little deeper, if someone says, oh, I don't have the money right now, just say, okay, we can talk about that. But if money wasn't an issue, is there any other reason that would stop you from doing the Pampered Chef? Okay. Well, my husband isn't home very often. He works a lot. If I could help you fix that, is there any other reason? And then you go back and say, well, with money, I understand sometimes you have to have a little bit of money to buy the kit. What would you think of having a garage sale? Get rid of some things on Let It Go or garage sale or whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got some stuff around their house that they're not using anymore. And to get even the base kit, the $109 kit, and then you can have your first party be with you and you can get more things and you can build your kit along the way. Then if that obstacle is out of the way, would that help you? And if it's that my husband isn't home, I would say, you know what, Melissa, there is a lot of people that do this as a single mom, okay? So for them, they just hire a babysitter whenever they have a party to do, and then they get paid $15 whether your husband is there or not, okay? And here's the deal. If your husband ends up being home and not on call, they get $15. If he is on call, then they get so much per hour. Okay, but it's having someone that can drive, all right, as backup, and they come to the house, or maybe if he's on call and he'd be called out at any minute, still have him come and hang out with the kids and have them stamp catalogs and do things like that, okay? Have them do a little job in your office if your husband is home, okay? It's usually money, it's usually husbands, it's usually I don't know people. Well, then, you know what, Hannah, I think this would be a perfect job for you because you know what, it's going to get you out of your shell, and I'm going to teach you how to market yourself and how to get there and meet people in a new community. Would that interest you, Hannah?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Do you see how you're working with the objections of the people, but if you can fix that objection, what else would stop you? What else would stop you? And you will get to the place where they say, well, I'm afraid. And, you know, sometimes they'll say, I'm afraid I could never do what you do. And then I look at them and I go, oh my gosh, I read a recipe. I can't read. And then we laugh, you know, we always laugh, you know, and I'll say, really, it's not as hard as you think. I put that apron on and I become an actress. And what little girl didn't want to be an actress when they grow up?
So true.
And then I say to them, I says, trust me, if an accountant can do this, anybody can do this. And what's going to be really cool is you can try it without a big financial outlay, and you'll never know where it can take you. You may find out you don't like it. It's not your thing, but you also may find out you love it, and you love being your own boss, and you love doing it around all the important things in your life. But you'll never know unless you try it. Okay? And then you stop. All right? And just let them take the conversation from there. And then if they say, no, you know, this isn't the right time, that's when you come back with, well, thank you so much for listening to all the details about the Pampered Chef. And Hannah, if there's ever a time that things change, would you consider this a seed planted? Because I would love to work with you because, fill in the blank, and I want to be able to put you on my VIP list if that's okay, because I think we would work really, really well together. And I would love to see you blossom in my garden. Okay. So when you make it nice, when you make it easy, when you end the conversation on an up point with respect, you won't ever feel like you're pushy, coming back to your comment from before. You'll just feel passionate. I mean, whenever was a sale at Nordstrom's, I would call my girlfriends that I know shop there. Oh my gosh, you got to get to Nordstrom's. Now, it's not because I'm making something from it. It's because I want them to be in on the great experience I just had. And
okay. Yeah.
That's what you want. You want people to have the same experience that you're having, but they'll never know unless they go to the store. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I hope this has been helpful. Yes?
I just have one question. Yes,
Sure.
it was. So you mentioned like the VIP group.
Yeah.
I had debated, I think like a month or two ago, on doing a business page or a VIP group on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And I towards the business page. But now I'm wondering, because I can't add people, I'm wondering if I should just go to a VIP group instead of the business page. Do you have both, or
you know
either?
what? You can have a VIP group right on pamperedchef.com. It's what's the actual? That's where you put all your customers. Where you say receive the emails. Where you
Oh, the contacts.
yes, and then
Okay.
and you can add people to that at any time, and then Pampered Chef will send out those things automatically, and then you can also send one out from you with that same group. Okay.
Okay.
So you can do a VIP page and just. Like I did my Facebook page totally wrong. I just kept adding everybody to one page, and now I don't have a separate family and friends and a business page. But it is something I'm going to have to do because they have to like you for you to invite them, right? Is that how that works with the?
Yeah, your friend on Facebook, which kind of is iffy towards me because sometimes I'm kind of private with my personal life.
Yeah.
So that's why I opted towards the business page more than the
Right.
VIP.
Yeah. And you can't really have two pages, but you could be on with your husband, all right, on his page for your personal stuff, and then just do one in your name for your business.
Okay.
Okay. And then that way it's a little easier, but I did it wrong. I mean, everybody's in there mixed together. And so I'm pretty personal about my stuff too. I don't put a ton of stuff up on my VIP page or in my Facebook page, but I do it in my groups. Okay. So because you can have a page and then make a group for your family. I mean, for your VIPs, you know, and you can have them in that special group, and that way you can. Yes.
I just want to share, I think I came up with a pretty cool idea. I started a VIP group for for specific products. Like if they buy a sandwich maker, I started a VIP group just for that. And I put anybody that bought that in that group. And then every time I see a recipe, I post it on there. So I'm still touching them even after the sale is over. And they're actually starting to post their own recipes and stuff. So it's actually worked out to be good. And I've done it for the ceramic egg cooker, the sandwich maker, the snack bar maker, and they're different groups. And I tell people when I do my virtual shows, if you buy this from me, I'll put you in my private group. Just a little side note. It's been going really well.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. And Chris, you could expand each of those groups to all the ceramic things, to all the rock crocks, to all, the salad, chopping. You could, instead of just doing it with the manual food processor, you could add anybody that buys a manual food processor, a chopper, the quick slice, egg
That's a good idea too.
So that you're not having to go to 400 groups, or 300 different products. You could do groupings, and then they might see something else that they like. Because if they're a vegetable chopper, we all know that there's certain things that work on some things, but not on others.
Great idea. I think I'll change that up. The one that went really well was the Quixicle group, and that's been really good.
Right.
So maybe I'll add the ice cream maker to that.
Ice cream maker, and also to make the spoons, to do the chocolate spoons. Yep, anything like that. And then and you could do it with any of the cake pans, pies, the bundt pans, all that stuff. You could just have one group for those, because if they're bakers, they're going to love you featuring different products in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's all within one Facebook page, but it's a group. So that might help you, Hannah. Great idea, Chris. Thank you so much. Good. And that's what this group is going to be about. We're all going to grow together, and we're going to be accountable to one another. So you have 2 assignments. Get some minis. You're going to receive a pad of 50 of these so you're going to be good for the next 5 weeks. And you can have these made up anywhere. I may maybe I'll put out an email saying who needs more, okay? Because I'm almost out. But before conference, and do everything you can to get to conference. All right. It's really, really worth your while. You will grow, and it's, you're 60% more likely to get to director when you go to conference. Okay. So you don't want to miss it. It's worth, and if you're all new, in the past year, it's $99. You're never going to get that deal again. Never going to get that again.
I was like, we need to do it this year for sure because it's way cheaper. And I just
absolutely. And you know what? Bring little packets of oatmeal for breakfast or granola bars, things like that. Make it pretty inexpensive too, because all the rooms have hot water, with the coffee makers. So you can make breakfast right there. You don't have to go out to eat 3 meals a day. You'd be surprised on how you can make it very, very frugal if you want to. I mean, if money is an issue, then you can do it right. Bring some sandwiches, bring a cooler, and ice is free, and you can make your own sandwiches. You can do all kinds of things, okay?
Now, we don't stay at the hotel that they said, right?
No, you do not.
Okay. More cheaper option.
Yeah. The thing is, you just want to do it with multiple, so you're not walking alone, and just make sure they're in the area.
It's going to be me, my fiance, and my little boy, because he can't for that long.
Okay.
So he's going to watch him during the whole day, and then obviously I'll be there for like lunches and stuff, because like I said, he's nursing. So he can't come into the like conference stuff with us, but
right. But you can, and the hotels are right there. You'll be able to go, and there'll be there's good chunks of time in between, so you can, go take care of him, and then, or have him even take a walk over to the convention center, and then you can take him in one of the nursing mom rooms and do that. Have him come to you in case you don't have enough time to get back and forth, so you don't miss anything.
I did have one more question. I'm sorry. The breakout sessions, they had put like itinerary basically of it. Do you have which breakout session you go to, or is it all the same if you're going to all of them? Because some of them are at the same time.
Yes, it's just different people teaching them, but they have the same outline from the company and little different personalities teaching them. So you'll just show up. And
Oh, okay. So you can experience all of them. It's just going to be different people teaching them. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
yeah,
There are a lot of different training ones that they had put on there that I wanted to go to, like all of them, but I didn't know if because they were looked at like they were at the same time.
well, if they're at the same time, you're going to have to choose one.
Okay.
Because obviously you can't be in more than one place at a time. But just know that afterwards they record all of them and they take the one that really went the best and they'll put it on the website afterwards. So don't worry about it. You'll see. You don't get asked to do these unless you're pretty much a superstar. Okay. So it's all good. So I'm going to stop recording on here, and then you guys will be able to go back and buzz through anything that you saw or wanted to retake notes on. And I will, does this time frame work for most everybody? It's got to be really early for you, Chris, huh?
It's fine. Yeah, you were actually good. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, so that was good for me.
Okay, good. And we'll try and do that again the next time. What works for you guys? What do you think? Every 2 weeks? Every 4 weeks? What do you want?
Whichever. I'm here all the time, so.
All right. And if there's a time that you can't do it, then you can look at the recording. Okay. So we'll try and do this every 2 weeks through the summer. I'm going to give you also a little assignment because I want you all to be directors, right? That's the goal. All right. So this is a great book. It's called The Coaching Habit. Say less, ask more, and change the way you lead forever. Okay. And so we're going to talk, since we're meeting every 2 weeks, we'll probably talk about a chapter every time we meet. All right. And it'll teach you how to coach people and how to ask the questions for them to find the right answers for them. Okay. We'll put this on, it's by Michael Stainer, Staner, Michael Bungay Stainer. Okay. We'll send it to you. So get that and try to look at the first chapter. So we'll go over that in 2 weeks. Okay. And go from there. Okay. I look forward to this group and hopefully we'll add a couple more people on. And remember, exactly what you were doing is asking questions and we can share with each other and I don't have to do all the talking. So we want this to be a very interactive group, and what you're experiencing is really, really important because you're out there doing it in your communities. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. You're very welcome. Thanks for your time and be blessed over the next 2 weeks. You're going to be great. Thank you.
Bye.